You blew it! How'd you like to be dead? This guy here is dead. Big up, stupid. What a bunch of shit that is. Gross.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Hey, that's my head blew off, Daddy. I hope that goddamn head was in it.
Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
That's bad.
Yep. That's bad. What? We had one day again, right? Because yesterday.
6-3, Dean. 6-3. That's just what.
Oh, okay. Right.
6-3. Oh yeah, it didn't get us there.
Was this the one on the?
No, they were winning.
Was this in the 3 column? So this is
now it's 6-2. 6-2.
Oy.
And
Right.
again, that'll get you to 94.
Still didn't get us there. That's right. Son of a.
You're not going to have the tie break, so you're probably going to need.
Oh, you know what? I can't work. And Jack, let's go to the pub. These two so negative.
I'm down.
Always
I'm down for
beating
the
a,
pub.
you know,
We got a fridge right behind you.
beating a dead horse over. Look, come on.
Let's get out of here.
See ya, buddies.
It's snowing in the mountains. Life is.
I'd be so happy.
I know we all would. God damn it.
This show is a presentation of Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Official partner of the NHL. You must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. And boy, I need a super chat. The super chat. All the funds raised go to the youth centers of Calgary, helping out the kids, and we will show your comment on the show, the YouTube portion. We can't show it on the Apple or Spotify, unfortunately. Technology is not quite there yet, but well, men, it felt like there was some. It really did. It felt okay. So Utah, yeah, they've beat you twice, but it's Utah. Then you're ramping up, playing better. These guys give them all the credit to tell this sort of thing. Watching this out of town scoreboard, scoreless. Detroit, St. Louis, scoreless. All right, good.
We're cooking tonight. Here we go.
Down in this game, but you know what?
False
They can
hope
come
is
back.
great.
They were down 2-0. The other sort of bang bang, just like that. 1-0 Detroit. Oh,
Here we go.
Boy. 1-1 St. Louis, Detroit. Oh, no goal. What? 2-1 St. Louis, Detroit.
Oh,
In overtime, I believe.
Yeah.
shift your focus, Dean. You quickly shifted your focus.
Focus.
You quickly.
What I didn't. Yes. What I didn't account for, I guess, was that even with focus shifted, there are still going to have to be victories from the Flames.
Oh,
Yeah, we were so
'Cause they're
focused
gonna-
on Wild, we forgot that the Flames had to beat Utah.
Yeah, you need to catch. You still need. There's some catching up to do
of
that
the
needs to be
Wild.
done, even with the focus shifted, as we did yesterday.
We forgot some details then. That's all.
Did they not? It was a Bugatti.
Got some
Did
details.
they not get the memo?
See, here's the thing. Again, down and late when they should have been dead, they actually put together a really nice third period. The challenge was the first 40 minutes, they generated almost nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like you look at the Utah team and you're like, That's a better roster. They're faster. They're younger. They're more skilled. They have a better top four. They have guys with higher offensive ceilings. The only advantage here is goalie, and he allowed 2 in regulation again for the second straight game and lost.
Jack, let's go. I can't be around this.
2. That's all he allowed.
Are the Pirates playing?
Pirates are horseshit.
Yeah, disappointing.
Scoring chances were 13-1 through 40 minutes.
So to bring it back to me, because I like to do that.
Back to you, Rhett.
Conroy's an idiot. Is what we're
Wait, hang on. Well, let us get your take right. Is it for not going to add Trevor Zegras, who has 10 goals in the fall, or is it for not selling Anderson at the deadline?
Zegras.
Who's now a year away from UFA.
October, November. I gave him all the goods. I like to pass information on, but you got to take the advice, right? Like I can't make you do it.
Take us back time machine wise. What was the advice?
Do that thing.
Yeah,
diddly do. And oddly, it was a Wednesday as well, Dean, when this happened, because the Noodler was on.
Right.
And I had a dawning. There was a dawning that took place as we were conversing with
Delta dawning
with Jamie McLennan. And it dawned on me that these Flames, they're not going anywhere. Instead of selling and thinking we're going to bottom out, Don, we got to add, because guess what we can't do?
Score.
Yeah. We can't score, Ryan.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to score in this league.
Right.
Now, it was a month earlier. We thought the scoring was fine, but it was potentially the goaltending and the D that was.
They had 3 good games of scoring. Then they've probably had 6 all year.
Yeah, they started out with a 6 spot and a 6 spot and then a 4.
How many times have they gone above? Have they scored 4 and above?
Less than 10.
Yes, less than 10.
Hence the the whole thing like Wolf only allowed 2.
Hence
another loss.
I'm right and you idiots are all
no.
wrong.
You definitely need to add scoring. What you're not right about is that you never gave us the name of a player to add
out on the socials
to be willing to part with firsts and such. Like
I can't divulge that kind of stuff, Ryan. You know that it can't expose his sources.
Yeah,
when he's making his rounds.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you could add like a Dylan Cousins, you'd be better for sure. It's just that what are you giving up to get Dylan Cousins? This type of stuff you're not really willing to part with when you're in year 1 of a rebuild.
Willing to part with it because you could have been in the
give
playoffs.
Up like Zary and a first for him, or like what are we talking here?
Because we really don't. We can't be St. Louis, who looks like they're awesome.
St. Louis has better players.
Yeah, but if we'd have traded for good,
they traded for 2 players that are better than the.
You're so stuck on. I hope you know what sucks, Dean.
What's that, Red?
It sucks that. Well, 2 things suck. I don't necessarily disagree. But it also sucks that I'm going to have to cheer against any Flames high pick the Flames make.
Is that right?
Because his whole approach to building a team.
Right. That's why you hate Perrick. We get it.
Well, Devils. Well, yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, look, Red has a good point. If they could go out and add offense readily and did it, the deficiencies of these teams wouldn't be as glaring.
20 million.
It's just the hardest thing to do in the game is to go add impact goal scores. Like it doesn't really happen.
20 schmil sitting around collecting.
They didn't use and you know what? We're in lockstep on that. You had $20 million of cap space, and what did that get you? Nothing. SFA. You didn't use it to be a bank.
I like that.
You didn't take on bad contracts. You didn't earn any extra draft picks. And so Murray Edwards got an extra $20 million. That's great for Murray. Love it. Hope you buy a nice car. Maybe take your squeeze on a hot date, whatever it is. The franchise didn't get better by not using that $20 million. It's a complete waste. What's the point of having cap space if you're not going to use it? I don't get it. Like use it to either get take bad contracts. Now the market wasn't flush with opportunity to do it, but other teams found ways to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, again, without knowing what's available in trade, I just don't know what trade would have.
You're too passive. You got to make shit happen, man. Go take control. Just drive that bus.
Right. Okay.
Just go get Kucherov.
What's
got a really good,
smash up derby thing? Do a little smash up derby. Get shit going.
Demolition derby.
Okay. Opening statements for McLeod Law. Peter Klein. Klein. He's our guy. If he can't do it, no one. Whatever it is that you've got going in your situation, And if you need legal assistance, there's just no one better. They are in Calgary. They're from Calgary. They are for Calgary. And Peter Klein, disability insurance claim. If you're getting a bit of a runaround, don't even stress about it. What do I do? I'll just, geez, I thought I'd pay. Yeah, you did pay for them, and you do deserve them. And let Peter Klein go to work for you.
Demolition.
It's peace of mind. Yeah, he's the
We'll go smashing around, make
the
things.
Malachi Crunch of disability insurance litigation.
TCOB, taking care of business.
McLeod-law.com.
Spaced out, Pinder. Oh, you were frozen.
God, stupid monitor.
Yeah. You know, all of that stuff. Because remember, we were having the conversation, and it was because it was like, you don't it started with Zegras, and we were talking about, well, he's 25. By the time he's onto the next contract and this team's moving forward, this and that, as well, you don't want guys that are 25. And then they traded for 25-year-olds out of Philly. It's like, well, okay, but what they gave up was a very reasonable price to pay.
Yeah, much less than you'd need to give up Zegras. And again,
so you're probably
you're
probably okay.
And Zegras is just a name.
Zegras is 10 goals. Like,
who knows who's available? Maybe no one was available. Maybe Conroy was just
gotta get
grinding away.
You think that your boy from Brandon that's running things in
Kelly McCrimmon?
Yeah, he doesn't. I'm in there. I'm making it happen. Listen, Greer.
This year. I guess he got right.
Was this year? 1 year? Yes.
No. It's just funny because it's the one deadline he didn't make a deal, but he made one.
But there are teams, and
he always, he's a big swinger.
And all of a sudden, you're like, "What? They got him? How?"
And look, when you're in a contention window to win, by all means, be super aggressive and take cuts.
You are in a contention window to win.
Are you?
Get in the playoffs
with top 5 goaltending in the league. You're how far out?
That's why you needed a fucking scorer. I keep saying it to me. You argue with it.
Well, I mean, look, that is one way.
If they had 15 4-goal games, we'd be in a playoff spot.
So who moved this year that you'd love to have added at the cost that was acquired for? Like, which player that would have helped this team offensively? Are you like, that's the guy they should have got, and they would have paid that price?
Cousins.
Because that's the and like, you don't have a Josh Norris. I mean, it's probably Zary plus, right?
Maybe. They wouldn't have taken Zary because he was hurt.
Right? And so now it's like, well, who is it then? Because they need a center. Pelche's a 4th liner. No.
A first. You could give him, although Buffalo
wanted a center. They're giving up a center.
You can argue what you want. You can make a deal happy. If they wanted to go spend some of that $20 million and bring someone in, they could have.
Yeah. And then the flip side is, if you just say, look, this is a team way over its skis to begin with these results, and you had the chance to move Rasmus Andersson, you can control trading Rasmus. You can't control what other teams want for players that you're trying to add. This team is not close to a playoff spot with no Rasmus Andersson here. They're in the bottom 10.
Maybe they should have added
keep your first rounder.
A bit of a turnover on that goal last night, but I hear what you're saying.
And to give Rasmus a bit of a break, he's missed every optional skate for a while, and there's some whispers that he's playing through some. It's not mine.
Well, he's not very good, so I hope that's the case.
But again, it's like you had him theoretically on the market mid-season. You could have got some significant assets. And you'd also not be in this mucky middle where you lose your first rounder.
We're such cherry pickers, hey?
Well,
one day it's like, hey, we're shifting focus. Colorado, big win. Whoa. Lose to Utah. You dumb sons of bitches.
Well, and the thing is, it's not a bad stretch. They play 4 games, Dallas, Edmonton, Colorado, and then Utah on a back-to-back. Those are 4 tough games. And they are Dallas and Edmonton. You get a crazy win, and it's still like, yeah, you're 1-2-1. It's not good enough.
We got the noodler standing by, but Jack, can you throw up the West standings?
Come on, Jack.
Because it just kind of watching this last night, and it's just like, so you lost to Utah, but you beat Colorado, and all of this. Like, what's their record? 550. They're about a 500. That they are what their record says they are.
Without that score,
they win some that you don't think they're gonna. They lose some that you don't think they're gonna. They're right in the middle. They're a 500-ish team. They're exactly what their record says they are.
They're 4 back against the Wild with the game against the Wild. Go get them, boys.
Let's get to our Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. If you are a barn burner listener or watcher, you need a new hot water heater, AC, furnace. You've got discounts, upgrades up to $1,000 in value coming your way. crystalclearcalgary.com is the website. 403-219-4100. The man they call the Noodler, Jamie McLennan of TSN fame, joins us. Hello, Jamie.
Hi, you cherry pickers. What's
Yeah,
going-
we really are. Yeah, we just kind of come on YouTube every day, and depending what the day is, we think it's great. We think you're terrible. We think you're smart. We think you're dumb. It's very
Pinder's
easy.
the only one who's wanted to blow this up forever.
Thank you.
Everyone else, I mean, Red at one point was saying they need to double down and trade for people. At
He was doing it today.
I was 10
2
minutes
minutes
ago. I said when the Noodler was on, I had a dawning, and we should have been trading for scores. And if we had some scores, we'd be in the playoffs.
Well, the Russian in LA looks pretty good right now.
He
He's
does.
got 4 goals in 14 games there, and
Well, these two had a bet going at the start of the season about what the over-under for Kuzmenko goals was going to be.
13 and a half.
It's getting close.
what was it?
13 and a half. After
And he had 2 in January or whatever it was.
Yeah, not in the month.
I would have taken the
Yeah.
over. I would have taken the over because I think he's a 20 goal scorer in his sleep, but he needs confidence. He needs people to play with, all of that stuff. And it just, what did he get? 39?
Rookie.
Yes.
And then he came to Calgary and scored a goal every other game after the trade from Vancouver. And you're like, that's another 40
Okay,
goal
we're
pace.
not talking about Kuzmenko. Get
Okay.
out of here.
So who are we talking about?
Well, I don't know, but
What's that?
not Kuzmenko.
Just,
Are we
you know,
mad?
like,
Okay, this is what I want to ask. So they can't score. We didn't do the math or the research. Pinder should, but he's lazy. On how many times the Flames actually scored 4 goals in a game this season? It would not be very many. So they can't score. They
okay,
just
so
can't.
off the top of my head, 13 times.
Not a chance.
No.
Under
10.
10 is my guess.
I say 10. Anyway, so they can't score. So I had the dawning, and Connie should have listened and went and got scores. Or are we mad, or do we put? Now we're kind of putting them to bed, maybe prematurely, but it's a long shot now. Are we mad they didn't do anything with the 20 million in cap space? And whether that's to get picks or whatever resources or to add guys, whatever it is, but there's 20 million bucks, and give Murray, the owner, credit. He typically spends to the cap, so that's what we expect is his budget. And I think we're all sitting here going, that was just 20 million bucks.
I mean, I think when you look at the soft rebuild, whatever you want to call Connie's plan is, I don't know what you would deem it. I think he stuck with this group at the deadline because he felt they deserved it to see this out. And they're 4 points out of a playoff spot, really, with the game. Well, 6, but with the game in hand. We'll call it 4. And Minnesota's not world beaters.
And we play them.
But when Minnesota does have the tiebreaker, I would imagine, with 41 wins. So you really gotta beat them. Did we all in our bingo card see St. Louis winning 10 in a row? And, like I thought that Doug Armstrong openly admitted that they were 3 games away from the deadline from him blowing that thing up. He said, if we didn't win the 3 games at the deadline, he goes, I kind of was like, going to flush some stuff down the toilet. And, those guys have come back from the Four Nations face-off and they haven't lost, it feels
Best
like.
team in the league.
So, and they're doing it in weird ways. So I had my eye on that game last night. I was doing my game, and then I'm like, okay, Detroit's up with a minute left. Like, okay, maybe, because I still believe there'll be a market correction. Like I you're not going to just run the table at the end of the year. They might
go undefeated till June.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? But I think they'll have a little reset there, and that's where you got to make up your points is go after them. Because you're right. I watched the Edmonton game, probably deserved a better fate, but Draisaitl was like, all right, I'm going to take this over. It happens. The Colorado game was fantastic. They were dead in the water, and then that the mutant there, right shot, Klapka or whatever. All of a sudden he's Tom Wilson running people over, like scoring goals. Like I was like, listen, I know he's liked by the organization, and I think he's going to have a long runway there. But that fourth line went to work and did some pretty great work in the third period there against Colorado. And
Well,
then
the hockey gods took us away last night as they
Yes,
gave
they
up
did.
a
They did.
turnover and got scored on. But
here's a debate for you guys, and I'm sure you've had it. I just want to hear where you guys come in. What the hell's going on with the video review, goalie interference, not go like it seems like it's every night. I know Calgary got dinged twice the one night.
Dallas last Thursday and then last night.
Like it's just you're seeing it nightly. And I feel bad because I think I've told you guys this. I've gone and sat in that war room, and I've sat with those guys, and they work hard. They don't do it on purpose. It's an opinion-based situation. They get a lot of smart people looking at it, but they've missed some calls. And listen, it all kind of evens out in the end. My biggest concern / I told you so is we're going to see an ugly one here in the playoffs. That's going to cost an organization either a series, home gate, you name it. And if it's, God forbid, if it's Toronto or one of these big loud markets, Montreal, like,
or in the final and Brett Hull's skate is in the crease.
yeah, like they'll
It's okay. It was just
right.
Buffalo.
That Buffalo's never recovered. Although they can't lose to the Ottawa Center, they just need to play Ottawa and they're fine. They're 82-0.
Buffalo's doing the meaningless game thing. They're on a heater here when it doesn't matter.
Which is crazy. But I've watched them twice live in a week. I've said this to Rhett. How many times did I said, like, they got a bunch of good players. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that team. Because, like, Thompson's a player. Tuck's a player. They've got some skill. Paterka's a player. Like, I look at that. Benson's a nice little player. Their D, like Dolly,
great young D, if not
Power,
more. Yeah.
Bowen Byram, like, their goaltender UPL was, if you look at his records, played 52 games, I think it is. And I think he's above 500 or right there. Yeah, 23-4, 52 games going into last night. And James Reimer's the hottest goaltender for them, stealing games, standing on his head. Like, he was unbelievable again last night. It's just a weird setup for Buffalo, and now they're getting a bunch of points and pulling themselves into a worse draft pick. And it looks like they're going to pass Boston, I think. In that,
already have passed them last night.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Boston's a 5th overall pick, last in the East right now if the season ends today.
Which
they got to fire their Western scout Noodles. Whoever watched Calgary and Vancouver last year, got to fire them.
Do they have any like draft protected picks or whatever? Like,
I think they hold their own pick, but I'll check.
Okay, because for some reason, something's weird. Maybe it's just my instinct, but I was like, I feel like they have like a lottery protected or may not have lottery protected a pick or something. I don't know where that would be, but that might jam them up. I could be wrong on that.
I'll check right now.
Either way.
Well, I didn't see that. At the start of the year, I didn't see the bottom 5. I thought, but now the wheels have fallen off.
That's where we thought this team would be, right? Like, if we're being honest.
Yep.
Probably without a goalie standing on his head. And
you look at the rosters, you're like, yeah, I might take Boston's collection of players in October before this one.
Probably, but I mean, there's no Pasternak.
Right.
At that time, there was no Marchand, there was no McAvoy, although I like Anderson and I like Weegar.
Lindholm's nice on the back end, not the forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, and you know what? It's there's this year. What happens in the next 3 weeks? But if the goaltending that they've received for the better part of the year, if it just kind of becomes the norm here moving forward, and I think we kind of think it's going to be, what do you do? And I know Rhett's kind of having some fun with it, but at the same time, if you did go out and get aggressive, maybe you could have gotten some players to make you better. As crazy as it might have seemed at the time, you'd probably be thankful you did it right now. Without knowing who's available, what the asking prices are, we'll just sit here and spin for the rest of time. But it does... It can't but change the focus a little bit. How are we going to approach what we have here moving forward in terms of who are we keeping?
Year-end meeting.
And we're still going to have tons of cap space. Are we offer sheeting? Dylan Holloway or Broberg would be awesome on this team right now, based on what they're doing in St. Louis.
Right.
It's going to be a kind of a fascinating off season.
But to what Rhett was just saying, Connie's dealing from a position of strength. He's got cap room. He's got picks. He's got players that you can probably package up and move. Rasmus Anderson might get you a lot here in the offseason if you decide to head in that direction and not extend him. And if he, again, this is up to him, whether he wants to or not too. But that's a right shot defenseman who can play top pairing, play power play, all of that fun stuff. You need players and you need good players. But I look at it that if you're going to do what you were just talking about, Boomer, you do it methodically and you get younger on the fly. Like you're looking at early 20s, mid 20s players.
Which is the Philadelphia deal, Noodles, right? Frost is 25 and Farabee's 24.
Exactly. That's all I thought about. Farabee and Frost was like, that's a perfect deal because that team, now those kids kind of fit in that dynamic of growing. And you've got your older guys. Huberdeau's not going anywhere. I don't believe Kadri's going anywhere. Is Coleman, again, Rass, guys like that. But you got to turn them into good players. And do you go big game hunting? Do you, I'm just getting crazy and don't, I tell people don't radio me, but if Mitch Marner's available, do you swing on him? Do you, not that I don't know if he would or whatever it becomes, but do you start looking at players like that and saying, we've got cap space. We do need top end talent. I haven't seen the top of Sam Bennett, Mitch Marner. Who else is a exciting, talented player?
Yeah, Ekblad's up. We're kind of waiting for those Florida
Max
guys.
Duchene. Guys.
I don't know that those guys want to come to a team that's out of the playoffs.
No,
what's the sales pitch if you're Connie?
Here's a ton of money. Like you'd have to.
It becomes an overpay, right?
Yeah, you probably have to overpay. But I will say this. And I've said this, and I do believe it wholeheartedly. I think the Flames have given themselves a pretty good reputation as far as players that, like this year, I know it's a small thing, but Connie and Hanlon go and pick up the kids in Philadelphia. Like that type of stuff. Players talk, and they know it's not like a joke of an organization that penny pinches and does all these things. Like to me, I think they're pushing themselves out of that conversation to go and that's a small market team. But they treat their players properly. And, I think that could help attract players to that market, especially if it's a top tier guy that you're willing to pay or overpay.
Yeah, I still think there's an overpay portion of what the Flames have to do.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Knowing the organization the way you do, and we do, Conroy's going to have a plan or thoughts on what he wants to do with the team being, and I go back to last spring when Conroy's doing his sales pitch to up the boss. This is what we've got. This is where we are. I'm thinking the sales pitch was, we'll go into the season, see how it goes, but we'll probably be in the bottom 10 and we'll be selling.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, the owner doesn't like losing. He doesn't like losing games. He doesn't like losing money. That's long term. He's not interested in year after year missing the playoffs. He might very well have done the calculation that I'm going to save 20 million. That's fine because I'm not going to make the playoffs. So that's my way of evening out the cost, but right?
Yeah.
The economics of it. What's the owner doing after a situation like this? Because I don't think Murray's in the way of what Connie wants to do. But Murray has sway on what the organization's going to do. He's going to have input on it. And he's going to look at this team in my brain and go, we were right there.
Well, then if you believe that if he believes this, and I don't know where Connie's at in his mindset, then this might be the bottom of it, right? This might be we've done a soft retool and moved out some players. We're going to do that and continue that here in the offseason. But the next step is to push forward. And the push forward is we're going to take that 20 million and some of the picks that we have and some of the currency that we built up, and we're going to turn it. And we're going to turn it to players that can grow together. And we want to build a contender. I always have this focus, and maybe I'm wrong on this. I would love for the Calgary Flames to be cup contenders when that new rink is ready. And, so What is that? What's the date on
all of 27. So here's the challenge. You could say we're only a couple pieces away. Let's go give out some contracts on July 1 that might not age well. But are you actually closer to being a cup contender, or did you just move from 9th or 10th in the West to 7th or 8th?
Well, that's a great point, because I've always said you're trying to give time to the two guys up north to get their cup or whatever, and then maybe life changes in Edmonton and they have a turnover, right? Like that's the I've always felt like that is right now. You lay your team next to Edmonton's team and go, where are we? Edmonton's they're the oldest team in the league. They're going to have a turnover. McDavid's going to have to sign a deal. Him and Draisaitl, yes, they seem to be committed to that organization, but, they're not 22 anymore. Like they're, 28 and 29 respectively. So, by the time Calgary's ready to push through, I think those guys will be now in north of 30 and things could look a lot different. That's the way I see it. So to your point, Pinder, I don't think you go and go, hey, Mitch Marner, you sign here tomorrow, July 1st, and hey, we're cup contenders. But you turn the roster, continue to do that retool. I look at Montreal as a prime example of, like, they're ahead. I don't think anybody – I called Montreal as an 84-point team this season. Now, they might end up just north of that a little bit. They're getting points every night. I didn't think they were a playoff team, but I thought there was going to be natural progression within. Well, we saw in Calgary, Dustin Wolf, that's natural progression, right? Like now you kind of know or think you know what you have in him. Now that for young players, Zari, I mean, that's an ugly injury that might hurt his progression a little bit just based on you missing time, right? Coronado, like you've got some young skill. You've got some guys. Now what worries me is Kadri. Eventually, Father Time is undefeated. At what point does he
and Backlund and Uyghur and Coleman? This is the huge challenge. You don't have a centerman that can play top 2 minutes yet. Like, you can talk about the Oilers stars aging out. They don't have stars here. Who's their star?
Right.
They got guys in their mid-30s committed with lots of term that are going to get a little bit worse every year because Father Time's undefeated. And it might not be linear, but we know a guy's not going to be better at 37 than he was at 32.
Right.
And so you talk about Montreal. They've missed 3 years in a row. They've gone and traded older assets and collected lots of draft picks, and they haven't hit on all of them.
No.
But they've hit on enough. Lane Hudson, obviously huge. Slavkovsky's turned into a really nice, powerful guy, even though you'd probably want more at 1-1 overall. But the point is that they had to endure that short-term pain before they could find their star players.
Right.
And the Flames, if you go into free agency, start spending, you haven't found your star players. You're not doing what Montreal did.
No, you're right. You're talking about.
You have to be able to get that low, and that's the other part we've discussed. It's so muddy. They have to be able to. Number one, if you don't like Slavkovsky, fine, but still, you have to be.
You know what? Sorry, I was just going to jump because I was just as you guys were discussing. I was like, how did Dallas get to? Because Dallas, their only first overall pick was Modano, way back, right? So they got Heiskanen. The 1 year they get Heiskanen at 3, and they had Ottinger at 26. They got Jason Robertson in round 2, Thomas Harley at 18th overall. They got some guys. Rupe Hintz was a second round draft pick. So there's a team that's very good, but they've never bottomed out. They've been in that mucky middle, just in, lose that.
What they did is they pushed their top players down. And so it was now Robertson, Hintz went above. This
Johnston was a middle to
player. They paid a price to get Rantanen because they sent that other
Stamkos
over. But you're right. And a lot of that is if you know Jim Nill's history, I mean, he's a brilliant scout. He's a brilliant eye for talent. And didn't they get, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it Ottinger and Heiskanen and Robertson all in like the same draft?
The same draft. It was Ottinger and Heiskanen in the first, and then Robertson in the second.
That's the spine of their team.
Yeah.
Number one goalie, number one defenseman, and we'll call him a number one forward, top line forward. Like
Johnston 23rd overall.
That changed the fortunes of their organization immediately because they hit on all three of those guys in all the most important positions. Like you got a number one. Like there it is. And now it allows, hey, you know what? Jamie Benn can age out and he can play second line, third line, depending on what the depth we have. You talk about hints. This Johnston's a player, man. Like
Sagan can miss the whole year. We can add
yeah,
Duchesne as a free agent.
well, and they get Duchesne as a throw-in. Like it's, hey, get bought out in Nashville. Here's $3 million, and the guy has a resurgence because he's pissed. Like they've hit, and you have to hit. You have to get lucky on certain guys, and you have to hope that guys push to the next level. Is there anybody for the Calgary Flames that could push to the next level that you see? Is Zari got another level? Does Coronado have another level where you go, okay, those are nice not fines. Those are nice pieces that have pushed, right? And then it allows Huberdeau to be farther down because he's on a long-term deal. Like Huberdeau, you're hoping would be Jamie Benn. If you're in the real scheme of things, if you're drafting and developing and pushing guys down, then Huberdeau is Ben and Kadri is Sagan, that type of stuff, or Backlund Sagan, because they don't have to be 1 and 2. They were for years. Now they're threes. And
they have a lot of forwards and D coming, Noodles, but they don't have a center, and that's the hardest piece to find. I think maybe that or goalie, like that franchise center.
Yeah,
and so Dallas has been great at it. Washington's another example of a team that really hasn't bottomed out that hard, but did incredibly well in draft develop. They've also been really savvy in picking up guys when, buy low opportunities. No one thought picking up Pierre-Luc Dubois was a good move. Everyone had overwatched Jacob Chikrin. Yeah. They made some really smart trades. You can do it without. It's just way harder. And again, I don't know where you're finding that top 2 center. Teams don't trade these guys unless it's a catastrophic situation, like Dubois, for example.
Well, okay, he didn't have a great game last night, but Dylan Cousins is a nice player, and like he's been a nice fit in Ottawa.
Love the
24 years old. Like, and I don't know if he's a 1, but he's certainly a 2. He might be a 1 when it's all said and done. But like they are out there, but you've got to be creative. You've got to be willing to pay. You've got to willing to swing big. And sometimes, we can go picking at carcasses, which is weird. We just talked about Buffalo at the start of the show where, that's a hell of it's not a hell of a team. There's a lot of hell of a good players there.
There's talented players, and there's a ton of talented players that have already left that organization.
Which is crazy. We ran a board last night of Buffalo Sabres players that have left and gone on to success, and it's Montour, it's Reinhardt, it's Hallmark, it's like it's.
So you were cherry picking. You were doing what we do.
I was cherry picking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's what we do. We cherry pick, but it was insane. Like the list, and that wasn't. There was like second tier guys that that were like you're like, oh, I forgot that guy was in Buffalo. Forgot the Ryan O'Reillys, and like he's not a second tier player, but there was just. The list was too big for us to just fit it on one board. So we just ran 4 or 5. We cherry picked 4 or 5 names, which was insane.
Just to shift gears a little bit. And I think actually we talked about this. I feel like we're talking about things we talk about every week. You hear sometimes that was a playoff atmosphere. You hear that in the regular season. That show in Montreal last night was a playoff atmosphere. There would be no difference in the temp in that barn with the fans or whatever in round 1 as it was last night as Suzuki ties it in the final minute and then scores in overtime. It's bananas in Montreal.
Well, okay, so I was calling a game at the same time. So I'm watching it 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Our game ends and I'm like 2-2. I'm like, okay, interesting. I go back and watch it. It's like they're destined now. There was 17 seconds left in the game. They're behind their own net. They throw it towards the net. Sam Reinhart, not a shortstop, obviously. It goes through him to the back door where Suzuki's standing there going, oh, I'll take this. Put in the like it was insane. Like it's almost like it's willed. Like, okay, like they created their own destiny, but it was like, okay, that's ridiculous. Because that whole play, they couldn't do that again. Reinhardt's not going to miss that puck. He might just get his body in front and put it to the corner and the game's over and they win in regulation. Instead, Florida pisses a point away, and Montreal gets 2. So that, you talk about a shift in balance. You take a look at the Eastern Stand, the Atlantic. I've said this all along, and I think you guys would. I've said I felt like Tampa would win the Atlantic. Tampa is such a good team, and now they're 1 point back of the Leafs, tied with them, and they do play head-to-head. Florida plays the Leafs tonight. I mean, I could see the Leafs winning. I could see any one of those three teams winning, but it's insane what's going on. And these teams that, you talk about pissing a point here or there away, like that's the difference in these matchups now. Literally, the difference in a matchup. Like if Florida misses winning the Atlantic by 1 point, you could go, that went between Sam Reinhart's legs. Like that's the crazy part, because they would be tied with Toronto right now.
Yeah.
They would be 1 point behind. Sorry, they'd be 1 point behind, tied with Tampa, but facing them tonight. Like that's a big point that Florida lost last night.
Good news for you, Noodles. Tampa's got the tiebreak with regulation wins. They're edging out Toronto and Florida there. So whatever huge amount of money you've placed down there, I like it.
Right.
Well, you guys know I always talk about the spine of the team. I just talked about Dallas's. Take a look at Tampa's. You got a Vezina Conn Smythe winning goaltender who's actually playing like it this year. If you look at his numbers, Hedman's timeless, ageless, Norris winning, all of that. And Kucherov just, 11 points in 3 games heading into last night, and just a couple apples for fun. Like this guy, I almost came through the screen the other day. I was watching Tampa play. Who were they playing? They didn't play the Islanders the previous game. And I was so rattled for Tampa fans. They were up 4-0. And then they let them back into the game. God, they won 5-3 with an empty netter. You got to tell me who it was. It was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And I was Kucherov had 3 wide open nets to ice the game. And he stopped and was trying to pass to people back in the neutral zone. Who were they playing?
It was the Islanders back to back.
It was the Islanders, and it was like he was messing with them. Like it was like
toying.
I was yelling. I was watching on my computer because I was in Pittsburgh, and I was yelling at my screen going, what is this guy doing? And he got one in the neutral zone, stopped back. He's trying to hit Gensel. It gets picked off. They go the other way. He has to go back into his own zone to make an unbelievable defensive play on the back door to save his own ass. He's out there. They head down on a 2-on-1. He's got an open net, and he's trying to feed it through a body to the back door. It goes the other way. They get a whistle and a timeout. He gets a breather. Then they get it down, and he's got a wide open. He's by himself on a breakaway, and he turns around looking for somebody. I'm like, is this guy messing with it? Like, did he have money on the game? I don't know what was going on. And then finally, the last one, they fire it in the neutral zone. Gensel bats it out of the air, and Kucherov skates into it, stops back, puts it in for Gensel to put it in the open net, and they ice it, and he skates right off the ice and goes, okay, that's my 4th point of the night. And Coop's probably sitting on the bench going, I love this guy, but I hate him in certain situations because it's like, what is he doing? But he's so good. It's insane how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Yeah. I brought it up the other day when he tied McKinnon for the leads.
Yeah.
And there's Kucherov tied for the league lead in points with 4 fewer games played or whatever it was. Just he's the silent assassin.
And he was like barking at somebody in the media or something. I don't even know what that transaction was about. I don't know if you saw that, but he was getting interviewed and somebody asked him a question and he just stared at the guy. It was like, stupid question, and moved on. Like, it was like the weirdest thing. Like, he's a unique guy, but I look at Tampa. I think you talk about Dallas and savvy moves, Bjorkstrand, it's a savvy move. Like Hagel, they've hit on Hagel. Like they've hit on, some of these players that, Jake Gensel, they walked away from their captain.
I was going to say, I wonder what Stamkos,
that's huge.
As he sits in Nashville, I don't know that he could have changed anything, but I wonder what it's like to watch that team perform exactly the same way or better without him.
It's hard. I guarantee you it's hard and I know for a fact that the guys were pissed letting him go because Stamkos was their captain. He was a good leader. He was, well-liked, all of that type of stuff. But that was a legacy player they let walk. They literally let but they got ahead of what we were just talking about, bringing it full circle. The Nazem Kadris, the Michael Backlunds, guys like that, the 30-plus, and eventually that cliff comes. And right now, Tampa got ahead of it and said, we're going to remove Stamkos and put Jake Gensel there. And so far it's worked.
Do you think there's a YouTube show in Tampa that cherry picks? So you let Stamkos go for nothing. You didn't get picks back. You're trading all these picks.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's Chris Dingman and
Yeah.
Dave Andrechuk and
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris Kontos, a bunch of people yelling and screaming. Tampa legends, Rob Zomner and
Olympian Rob
Brian Bradley.
Brian Bradley, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that. I remember playing against Tampa the first year, and we were playing in a baseball stadium.
Yes.
And it felt like we were in a boxing ring. Like it was just
big.
It was insane. That whole setup was insane.
They played Philly their first time they ever made the playoffs, and they had 30,000 people in there.
In a stadium that seated 80,000. That's the crazy thing. It was just, you were in this corner of a stadium.
Yeah.
I remember giving up one of the worst shorthanded goals. Oh,
how was the ice, Noodles? I imagine it was great. Florida baseball stadium.
And please tell us about this goal. Yes.
Well, I just handed the puck to Rob Zomner. I might as well just turn it and shot it in my own net. I would have had a better, it would be a better highlight. Put it that.
People were watching you doing the McLennan. Is this guy got money in the game? What's this guy doing?
Yelling. If there was computers back then in the 1800s, they would be yelling at their screen going, what is this guy doing? Is he nuts? So
what are you doing? Things all right? Everything's good?
Just busy. My schedule is like, I don't know. I texted it to a buddy and they're like, I don't believe your schedule. And I said, well, right now I'm in one just because I was in Pittsburgh on the weekend, flew home Monday, did my show, flew to Ottawa yesterday, flew home today, fly to Ottawa tomorrow, fly home Friday, fly to Ottawa Saturday, fly home Monday, fly to Columbus Tuesday, fly home Wednesday, fly to Edmonton Thursday, home Friday or Saturday. I don't know. There's some travel involved.
That's gross.
That's how you get the pool in the backyard and the coconut drinks on the beach.
It is a blizzard right now.
Yeah, it is here too.
Like a blizzard. I just looked. I'm like, where'd this snow come from? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
You owe me cheese toast.
Big time.
I do owe you cheese toast. Who do we bet on? Nashville? And they're like, that's on me. But you know what? When you look at rosters and you go, capabilities of players, that's probably one of the most underachieving rosters.
Oh, yeah.
The mustachio one on the end there, though, he called it right from the start.
Yeah, but that's even a blind squirrel gets a nut.
Oh, okay.
Wow, like
we all took the under on the Flames, 81 points too, Noodles. We don't look that smart all the time, right?
Well, the thing is this is why you play the games. And I think, the one thing I was pissing and moaning about the other day too was the schedule's stupid.
Yep.
Like
Nations was awesome, but this schedule's
okay. So like you almost look at games and go, that's a scheduled loss because there's no way that team can be at least 70%. And a lot of it is out west because there's so much travel.
Yeah.
But I'll give you an example. Ottawa played at home against Columbus the other night on Saturday. They played a 5:00 game in Pittsburgh the next day.
Stupid.
And there's an ice storm and all that. They got to bed at whatever, 2:30 in the morning. I know there's
can I interrupt you there? And I'm serious. Like, is hockey and hockey players the most abused as far as scheduling goes? There has to be better ways than, and again, you had the 4 nations, but this, like,
I would have to look at basketball players, which now that league has become a mess because there's like stars aren't playing in back-to-back.
That's just it. They don't give a shit. It's a maintenance day, and they take the day off. Plus, it's not as physical. I don't care what anyone's. Oh, it's physical. No, it's not. Go play hockey with skates.
No,
that's physical.
There's a guy who gets a tap on the cheek, and he's wearing one of those weird masks and stuff.
Baseball, you're playing every day, but it's not as physical, and you get 3-4 days in every city. You're not moving every other day.
But you know what? I think Jonathan Toews was onto something a while back when he talked about teams playing maybe series in a city, and it cuts down your travel, and it might give you, I don't know if that would
hurts revenue. That's the problem. It's tough to sell tickets to the same team 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, you're right. Like I think there's always a counter argument, but I guess coming to my point, I don't know why Pittsburgh had to have a 5 p.m. game the next day on a Sunday. I'm sure it was TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't make that. 2 hours is massive on a back-to-back for a
Huge.
team, because that's literally your nap time. That's literally your recovery time.
That's
And
your 2 hours of I don't have anything to do time, right? That's your okay. I can get okay. I'm
Just relax.
all right. Let's go.
I did a game with Ottawa back-to-back. They played 5 o'clock one night and 2 o'clock the next day.
Twice
Which
in
is
24 hours. Yeah.
Didn't even
It's
think
not
that
even
was
24 hours. Like it's you got to go through customs. You got to go through like, and to me, I'm looking at it going into the game, going, this is a scheduled loss, and
and an injury.
well, an injury. You're fighting through. You talk to the coaches. They're like, we're gassed. I can't even imagine what the boys are like, you know. And so what it comes back to is the product. It's
Yep.
okay. So I'm a family of 4, and I pay a bunch of money with parking and that. I'm going to take my son to that Sunday game, and it's a dog's breakfast, because it's like both teams are gassed, and
College hockey's awesome. The kids are very talented. They play twice a week.
yeah,
It's on
They're
Monday.
freaking wound up and ready to go.
yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. Just
I
general.
I don't have the answer. I would just say that common sense should come into factor and go, there's no way a team should be playing at 5 o'clock after they played at 7 o'clock the night before in a different city. Like it just, you should look at it and say, I'm sorry, that has to be a 7 p.m. start. It should be mandatory that it's not anything other than a night game, not an early night game, like a 5 o'clock. Cause it's just a weird start to a game. And then the game is out of sync. You just don't feel like those games are not good games from an entertainment value. So
Before we let you go, of course, it is bracket season.
yes,
We turned the corner last week. It's epic proportions now, James. We are in it. There you see it.
cola
The
bottles.
Swedish berries were ousted by the Skittles. Cola bottles continue to roll. The Peaches at number 2 seed just running roughshod, and the Sour Patch Kids, they gave it to the Gummy Bears. So it's the Peaches against the Kids on the one side, and the Bottles v Skittles on the
Okay.
other.
Well, I feel like Skittles versus Sour Patch, but I mean, Fuzzy Peaches, to me, they're lazy. It's just one flavor. Skittles have got a lot, and the cola bottles are a classic. So, but I feel like Skittles is going to come out on top on that side, and I feel like Sour Patch should come out on the other side, because there's a variety of flavors with the Sour Patch.
We had a massive awakening in studio earlier this week. I had brought in a bag of like the Haribo cola bottles.
Oh, yeah.
And Pinder's like, well, these aren't the ones. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's candy bottles and the cola bottle. And then I was at, my wife was at she brought home the cola bottles. And it's like, you know what? These are the ones he was talking about. I had to take it back. Full mea culpa. The cola bottles let's see them.
That's
the bulk
Bigger, softer, juicier,
those are
and
from the bulk barn, though.
yes.
But you go in there and that's where patient X for SARS or
One.
That's the price you got to pay for the good bottles.
So
Come on.
or
I
COVID.
see. I thought you would love that place. All the different
I love the bulk
candies.
barn, but you what you need to do is just put blinders on and go in and eat.
Yes.
Like go in and get your stuff and leave. You don't need to see a snot-nosed kid rummaging through with their hand.
They don't do that.
Up and like you don't need to see that. You don't need to see how the cake is made. You
Right.
just eat the cake,
Hot
right?
dog, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you go to see how this all unfolds, you just don't want to do it. But I agree. Bulk barn is it's a staple.
Yeah. Last week, Warner was ready to just give the boot to punt both the nibs and the cola bottles. We had these cola bottles earlier this week.
Yeah.
Completely changed it. He's a different man.
I'm a new man.
They are great. They are great. But again, just don't take a blue light to them.
Okay. So you're taking the Kids on the one side.
Sour Patch, and I'm taking the Skittles because I think Skittles they're universal.
Okay.
I love the cola bottles, but aren't those cola bottles they're not the soft ones, they're the sugar ones. Are they not? Or are they
No, these aren't. These are
they're the
Gummy
soft ones. Ooh.
not the sugar covered. These are the
Yeah. I still think Skittles might get it done, even though now you got me thinking I should get my junk drawer is 12 feet away from me right now. I'm gonna rummage through there and find what I've got going
Do some
on.
rummaging. That's right.
Oh yeah, big rummage.
All right, buddy. Be safe out there. We appreciate you.
Stay home. Get some rest.
Yeah.
I am at my home. I am
Good
going to
for you.
sleep in my own bed tonight.
Nice.
So sounds good. We'll
Thanks,
chat
James.
soon.
There
Take
you
care.
go. Jamie McLennan on the Insider Hotline, presented by Crystal Waters. Your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Maybe you're a home builder looking for high volume professional mechanical subcontractors, or maybe you're a homeowner, you just need some help. Something's not working right, or you're looking to upgrade. They've got all the solutions, all budgets, financing, affordable payment plans. They're ready to work with you. 403-219-4100, or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com.
Not there.
It takes a run at your peaches, eh?
Doesn't like the peaches.
It says they're one-dimensional. It's like saying Ovechkin's one-dimensional. All it is
Well,
score goals. I mean, they're classic. They're
I
unreal.
was going to debate him because sour.
Sour is sour.
Sour.
I'm not going to fight you on that.
So if that's
Now,
not
do you have-
one-dimensional,
You have a bag of Sour Patch Kids there.
Dare we?
I think you should. We saw what cola bottles did for Rhett the other day. He's very much on the peaches train. Maybe it'll be something similar. If he tastes the Sour Patch Kids, maybe it'll give him pause. The Candy Bracket also. Presentation of Handsome Dan's Vacation Rentals. HandsomeDans.ca. Vancouver Island Vacation Rentals. Avoid the third-party platform markups. Go right through Handsome Dan. Go fishing. Go paddleboarding. Or maybe just take a little time. Tranquility could be yours. HandsomeDans.ca.
Okay, we got the Skittles, Fuzzy Peaches, Sour Patch Kids, and we just had the bottles. I'm going to stay in the matchup and go right from the to the Skittles.
you
from
guys
the-
talk about something.
Yeah.
Jack, again, without giving anything away, are we lopsided? Are we close? Are we in a dogfight here?
2 dog fights.
Oh,
Nice.
I love hearing that.
Nice. I think this guy's in for the second straight. Werther's. Are you 100?
Yeah. How did you figure out the internet, Grandpa?
Werther's. Please. Have you seen
Tell
the
you what.
candies that have been left laying on the side?
First taste,
Okay.
Sour Patch, real effing good.
And he's
Oh my God.
Jack.
Wow. Wow. You know what, Red? I'm proud of you.
I keep eating them.
I'm proud of you because you know, as we get older, we get more stubborn. You could maybe think to yourself, boy, these are pretty good, but I can't admit it. No, these are terrible. It's good on you.
And there is a slight difference in taste between colors.
I know.
There is.
At least for a fine
Oh,
palate like myself.
The chewy texture is phenomenal.
Ryan,
that might
give us
be
your
the
thoughts.
most rewarding
Uh-huh.
texture to the kids.
Jack, where do you fall in on the kids?
I love the kids.
Yeah.
All right,
Really?
What's this?
Peach.
Now going in, how do you feel about peaches before you have the taste?
A mid bite. I'm not a huge peach guy. You know what? I actually like the cola bottle better than the peaches now.
Whoa. You were
And you-
slandering the cola
I was
bottle.
slandering the
Yes,
cola
you
bottle.
like Rhett. You just wanted the nibs. Just unbelievable.
I don't know. I like peaches.
This is a tough one.
There's a lot of layers. It sticks around for a while, the peach flavor.
And isn't that the way it's supposed to go? You get down to the final four in a bracket. These are the heavy hitters, the ones that deserve to be there. I love the bracket. So proud of it.
Selection committee did a great job.
So proud of everybody for
Tip my cap to you.
yeah. Service Big Share Contest is back. It is in full swing. Your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. All you need to do is become a member with Service Credit Union if you aren't already, because every $500 that you saved will give you 5 entries into the Big Share Contest, which could be $1 million. Now, the contest, this whole thing ends April 30th, 2025. Skill test required for rules. Visit service.ca/win. When you go to the website, you'll see all the different ways, options, chances for you to get entries, bonus entries, boost your options and chances at winning $1 million. But again, everything is over on the 30th of April. We are in April. Heads up. Service.ca/win with the big share contest.
If we got $1 million we won, we're spending it all on candy right now.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Flooring it.
Just Sour Patch Kids and cola bottles.
I want a bathtub full of the Sour Patch Kids. I want like a jacuzzi just filled with the fuzzy peaches. I want to dive into a pool of Skittles. Let's go.
I'll tell you what. The 4 that should be there, they're there.
Nice. Yeah.
This is not a
There's no Cinderellas
this
here.
is
Right?
Yeah.
well, and this isn't a early round or first round NHL matchup where you got a Stanley Cup champ potential being eliminated.
We're not saying goodbye to Colorado
Yeah,
or Dallas,
right?
now.
Yeah.
The best of the best are left, and I'll tell you what. There's
And you know what I appreciate, right? And sweet or just candy isn't really your thing, but yet it's sucked you in. Just the fierce competition has drawn you in.
I'll live for competition, Dean. You know me. I love it. And food. So it might be candy, but it still falls in the food bracket. So it's
Tummy
gonna
sends
evoke
the
some
things
emotion.
to the brain, and then
It's
the
going to
brain
evoke
feels
some
good.
emotion.
To hear Jack say that it's a dogfight. Oh man.
And I just tasted them all.
Yeah.
You just had the
Pinder,
final
you
four.
just tasted them all.
I sure did.
Yeah, it's a dogfight.
Yeah.
I can see why.
And then we've got another round.
Wow, we got the colossal Clash of Titans next. It is.
You know?
It's almost too much.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Was it in that goal?
We'll get to it in the Pinder
All
report.
right.
In fact, that might be the perfect transition.
Yeah, might be. Pinder Report is a presentation of Village Honda. What did we say yesterday? Didn't we say, oh, so you think you're home and cooled, you're clear, summer? I
Oh,
don't need
yeah.
some.
Hey, it's April now, Dean.
I don't need to worry
Summer's
about it. My unreliable vehicle. It's fine now. Just take our word for it. Go to Village Honda. Take care of yourself.
Ryan Pinder.
It's the Pinder Report for Village Honda.
Oh, Skittles are good too. The orange flavor. Wow.
Now, do they have different flavor?
They do.
I got a green, a yellow, purple.
Like it's the shell. I think the innards
Yeah,
are
the
the same,
innards
but I
are all the
think the
same.
shell
Yep.
has the different
believe it.
flavoring.
Yeah. And I went yellows first, then greens, and then I
It's
finished
like a
with-
gazelle and a zebra. The innards are the same, but
like a horse in a
A
zebra.
horse, yeah, of
Different
course.
paint job.
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like that. If you had a ridge line, you can get the white paint, or maybe you have like black. It's the same on the end, just different outside.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I can't say that the Hondas taste different on the outside. We'll move along. Let's go to FlamesNation.ca. The day after a 3rd and 4 in the second half of a back-to-back in Salt Lake City, which is the new Honda Center, Dean. They've never won there.
Yeah, I know.
Dropped to 0-2 at the Delta
Well, they don't
place.
play basketball there. Hockey team, basketball arena.
Flames get stuffed by Utah goaltender. Well, kind of, except that they really didn't make him work for 40 minutes. One scoring chance through 40, down 2-0. That is a deep hole for this club. Not many clubs, but 2-0 really is the worst lead in hockey for the Flames. And dang, it was close too at the same time. The Michael Backlund chance nearly, or did it? I don't know. We'll get to it in a sec. So this is our buddies at In the Dome, Flames versus the World. So they're like, we're getting screwed here. Like, look at that. That's clearly over. And I'm like, is that clearly over? Let's zoom in one more time.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking? Is
Oh,
there
is
white there? Is it like? I am not convinced the Flames are getting screwed. I am convinced they need better cameras in the nets, Dean. How
That's
in
a
the
good
world
point.
is something 3 feet away so blurry when we zoom in? What are we doing, NHL? Why is that blurry? The camera's 4 feet away.
I think it has to do with how fast everything's moving.
No,
It's how fast. Because
That ice isn't moving and
We
it's
ha-
blurry.
we have quantum computers, Dean.
That's how fast
You
things are
doing a
moving.
Tybo workout? What are you?
Tybo, was that Bobby Blank? Was that
Yeah, I think so.
that's a
Bobby Blank? What was his name?
Bobby Blank. Something?
Billy.
punch.
Come on, Dean.
And up.
One of the things that you might have noted on the Flames Nation page, if you're looking closely, Greg Conroy was on with Ryan Leslie.
Oh, he wasn't on with us, though.
You could ask.
No.
Ryan was in the building, to be fair, so he kind of had him trapped. Connor Zari's injury, you noted. I wouldn't be surprised to see him back this season.
Is that like your double negative from yesterday? I wouldn't.
Surprised. He's expecting to see him back.
Wouldn't
It might be possible
That's a
that
single
he is or
negative,
isn't
but-
back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's possible he's back this season. Which, when you saw him,
I say you come back if we need you.
I was going to say, if there's an E beside the Flames of the standings, I don't need this guy coming back to get a knee ruined again. Like, just leave him be. If he really wants to play some more, you can go over play for Canada at the World Championship.
How many injuries derail guys now? Well, like it's a lot, significantly less than
It used to be.
So medicine's come a long way. Hyperbaric chambers, Dean.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Flying cars, 4-day work weeks, and better hyperbaric
On
chambers.
it.
Let's keep moving. The pitcher was tough. The Flames fans feel like they got screwed. I don't know what the league's supposed to do. If that was called a goal, they weren't going to overturn it with that photo. I know that.
It's that conclusive word.
Right? You
It's
got
not
to be. Are you 100% sure that that's in?
No.
I might be 95, but I'm not 100.
Lean in there, Ryan. Get a closer
Yeah,
look.
let's zoom in again, Jack. That worked really well with these great cameras. This league that is creating $5 billion in revenue a year. Let's see what kind of cameras they can buy. Oh, that's it. Great.
Now, is it the league that puts those cameras?
I don't know who else would be in charge of what kind of bleeping cameras get put in the nets. Thank you, Dean. Yes, exactly. That's what the refs are doing with their shitty iPads. We're gonna get screwed on this.
This is my Chris King impression.
I don't know. Is that white or beige?
It's really blurry, fellas. Can you put it in focus?
Enhance.
No. Oh shit. No, I don't think so.
That was the live look from the Situation Room there. Thank
It's
you.
good that they're
Appreciate
giving
that.
us, like the
Good content.
Yeah, well, context. It's like being on the bench and having the coach call you. You want to be in the room with the guys that are making the decisions so you can see what's going on.
It's like the Noodler. He spent the night in the room. There you go. That was our inside look.
Hey.
Inside access right there. It's amazing.
Ryan, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Back to the Western Conference wild card. We showed it earlier. That's a stinging loss because a victory would have, been 2 points instead of 0. And, you're 6 back with, a game in hand and a common foe. Where's that music again?
Jack, screw these guys. Let's go for a drink. I can't take this negative.
You want a beer?
Yes.
No, the Pirates are playing, right?
Huh?
The Pirates are playing.
They got a matinee?
They got a matinee.
Oh, we got to get out of here, Dean.
15 minutes
Dean,
ago.
back to you.
So there you
Schedule for the rest of April. It's every other day starting last night. So odd numbered days in April until the 17th. And then obviously once they run the table and beat LA on the 17th, they'll probably start on the 20th.
Are they going to have time to celebrate like in basketball and baseball or whatever?
They'll be drinking on the flight home from LA. And they're probably not even coming to Calgary. They'll be going right to whoever the 1 seed in the West is. They're going to be flying to Winnipeg. That's
nice and close.
They'll be drinking on the jet from LA to Winnipeg.
This isn't liking this.
What's happening? It's
I
not
don't
the
know.
first time we've done this, Jack.
Let's keep moving. Screw the schedule anyway. Who cares? Can we go to the Western Conference
It's
full
every other
standings?
day on odd days.
Just take me off. Just do the Pinder. I'll be here. I'll chime in with. It's better not to look at me anyway.
That's
All right.
fine. That's fine there. Look at that. That's
Quit
great.
yelling at Jack, guys.
Interestingly, Edmonton gets a big win last night. They're within 2 points of LA. They're still third in the division, but it felt like a big win. It was against Vegas. Other side, it just feels like 1, 2, 3 is pretty destined. Although look at this, Dallas all of a sudden within 4 points with a game in hand. Maybe we won't lose the Stars and the Avalanche in round 1.
I don't want to see Winnipeg, Colorado.
I liked it last year. I had a lot of Avs in my
boring.
pool.
Avs were crushing them.
I don't think the Jets fans want to see.
I agree. That
Jets,
is right in the
Colorado
scar
again.
tissue. I don't think Connor Hellebuck wants to see it, but fellas.
Connor.
That's a more feasible chase than the one we've spent months talking about, isn't it? 4 points with a game in hand.
You gotta hear this. You gotta say, Connor.
Hey,
You gotta say this.
Connor.
Hey, Connor.
God mess. How did he get my number? Changed it 3 times.
This guy's off his meds, I think.
How about Utah hanging in there? Way to go, Utah.
Good job, Utes.
Attaboy, Utes. Come up with a team name by this time next year, please. In fact, how about September? Let's do September.
Okay, so 6 back of, because we shifted our focus. We were ahead of the curve. We were right to do it. Shifted focus, 6 back, game in hand, and a game against them.
Next Friday at the Dome.
Come on now.
2-game homestand, 2-game road trip.
April 10th.
Home against the Wild.
April 10th.
Not a small
Why
game.
do you know that date?
It's not an odd-numbered game.
Not an odd.
Oh,
You was being a putz, and thank you.
April 10th.
Let's go to the East. Good races out East as well, fellas.
I love racing. NASCAR. Formula One.
You guys were talking about that environment at the Habs game last night. They were olaying in the building for minutes after it ended. Like, game's over, you can leave now. No, we're just going to stay and chant Olay because we tied it with 9 seconds left and won it in OT against Florida. And all of a sudden, okay, that would have been a tough loss in regulation. Columbus would have a game in hand and be tied.
Learning experience for everyone. You don't give up if you're the team playing. Also, fans do what the Habs fans do.
Yeah, they didn't they didn't do the wave with 10 minutes left while losing. Toronto, 1 point up on the Bolts, who are 1 point up on the Panthers. A great finish, 1-3 in the Atlantic on the way. Winner of that division likely gets Ottawa, and less intriguing in the Metro, where it will be Washington 1, Carolina 2, New Jersey 3. The matchup you can just set and forget right now certainly seems to be Carolina, New Jersey in the East, and LA, Edmonton in the West.
I had Jersey winning it all. I don't know.
They're dinged up.
Jersey's done.
They're cooked, man. No Hughes, no Hamilton, no Siegenthaler. Markstrom's been shit since the Four Nations.
Jack, these guys and their negativity. Let's go for a drink.
I don't know how many times you're going to ask. I'm ready to like,
Jack's got his jacket on. He's fucking ready.
Off.
Inverse.
Yeah, he played the That'll Do It about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, look at the Bruins.
Oh, Jay.
Oh, they're doing it right.
Good job, guys.
Unbelievable.
That's inspiration. If the Flames decide to drop one more, they can follow a great.
Is it 10 for them? For the
Pardon
Bruins,
me?
is it 10 straight losses?
It's not good. And here's the thing. If you really want to tank, I guess the lesson is you got to have re-signed Zadorov and Lindholm.
Yeah, you know who to bring in. You know who to bring in.
Specialists. Awful year.
Buffalo's ahead of
They passed Buffalo.
with a game in a hand.
Yikes. Oof. Meanwhile, on the other side, from the bad ledger to the good ledger, the St. Louis Blues can't lose, it seems. They are the best team in the sport for the last few months and now have won. Well, because last time we checked in, Dean, it was how many in a row?
9.
That's correct. And then last night, they tied it late to get to overtime, where, of course, you know.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
It's the Larry David meme. What? Game, he's been nails the last
Look at Larkin. Leave the middle and give up. Oh, nice.
Yes, Larkin's not a defense.
Jerseys.
I do like those.
Don't they look good right now?
I wondered in the 90s if it was too crazy.
I didn't like them.
But now you're like, those are sexy. Royal.
I think they. I
blue,
wonder if they.
red,
You know, a few of those '90s jerseys were.
Yeah.
They were kind of. I didn't love them.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've just tweaked the.
You know what this is?
What?
This is your the jersey and.
I didn't like. I'm saying that did they change the tone of the red. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a different. Is it darker, light? Like
fashion cyclical, CTE, and they've won 10 in a row. It all looks better.
Blind, absolutely blind, like Dean and Chris King looking at the puck. Last night, the shoveler asked me to read something, and I actually did the face. I made the face. Oh, she's like, "What in the?" Are you
I will say this. I don't know that I even liked them the first time. Because remember, Gretzky got traded there, and then Gretzky's wearing the slanted number, and that's like, what are we looking at? Maybe that was part of it. I prefer them now more than I did then, even though they're sticking it right in our tuchus.
100%. No, we have to change your. shift your focus.
Shift your focus.
Well, have you seen what they've been doing? Remember when they did the thing? It was Gloria Haza. They've got the Joe Boo doll from
Yes.
Major League.
Yeah. Hit the
10-game
curve.
win streak. If you're winning because
Yeah,
you got
if you're
Joe
happy
Boo.
and you know it, clap your hands.
They're good.
Blues.
They're now in the first wild card. If it's Vegas that wins the Pacific and they get St. Louis in round one, who would you pick today?
Vegas. Because I'm with Noodles. Something's going to fall. The shoe has to drop. Is that what they say, Dean?
Well, it's something about the other shoe. Usually when one thing has happened,
Like the horseshoe falls.
None of these
wait
things
for the-
is
rammed up here.
much like the other. One of these things is
Ain't like the
not
other ones.
like the other.
Yeah.
Much.
Speaking of Vegas, they lost to the Oilers, but did clinch last night. No surprise there.
Viva
with the Flames loss.
Las Vegas.
There you go.
Yeah.
Viva. Okay.
Good players
so
there.
tough and gladiator-esque.
It's like, Jack, we've regret to inform you, you've been traded out of Buffalo. Yes! Yes! Screw you, Pagolas! He's got some
Buffalo?
Christensen. That's where he played. It's the
Buffalo.
Buffalo. This Lane Hudson fellow.
Puck hog.
Hell of a puck hog. In fact, one of the best puck hogs we've seen since
puck hog.
the early 90s. Nick Lidstrom is a rookie, older than Lane is today in that year. 60 points. Impressive. Lane's at 62 after 3 more last night. Goodness. And the Calder odds have swung dramatically in the last week. He's now minus 1,000.
These
to win.
Montreal guys hogging all the players, huh?
Yeah.
Larry Murphy played in L.A., Dean.
Dean. Okay.
He
right.
did, yeah. Yeah.
And you didn't know that.
Brian Leach played in Toronto.
The Flames have the rights to Curtis Joseph.
Phil Housley played for the Flames twice.
Yep.
This has been Fun Facts.
Take it away, Ryan.
Back to me, guys.
Something's wrong with
Now,
Ryan.
Oilers Nation, you know the turds up north?
Oh, I had to meet with a guy this morning that was all.
They did a nation
Oiler
vacation
bragging.
thing, and now they're just doing shows from down there, but I get the sense they're rubbing it in. Remember when we were poolside in Arizona when it was like minus 45 in Calgary? Similar vibes here, poolside.
Time. It's been a great time. Meeting people, meeting friends I've been on vacations with before. Friends I'm meeting for the first time, friends from, just random chats. It's been good.
All right, Lance Kane, give us your testimony.
Well, why are we showing this?
What is this video?
They're just doing the show down there.
It's been a great time. Meeting people, meeting friends I've been on vacations with before.
They're rubbing it in. They're rubbing
and then
it
they
in,
cut
guys.
to.
If you listen to the words, they're not.
I didn't hear any words.
You listen to the words. I met some guys in a chat.
Switch your focus. Shift your focus.
I don't want to.
Alex Ovechkin scored again.
His name is Ovi.
Playing again. Here is what we need to be doing. Finding this guy and taking this car and driving it to each city that Ovi's playing in. Look at Wayne looking at him. Like, that is dialed.
So Wayne's the goat. Is that? I'm guessing that's a goat on the roof.
Yeah.
And Ovi's
Catching the goat. Counter 887.
counter. He's behind the wheel.
And then Wayner's looking up. Man, 4 to go. It's happening. Last game of the season in Pittsburgh. We talked about it last night. That would be cool.
Why?
Because there's been so many heated games between Washington and Pittsburgh, and that used to be the most bitter of rivalries. But at this point, I think Penguins fans would be like, you know what? We got a
Fucking Sid
superstar.
will
They do
shut
too.
his ass down.
And isn't four goals? That's the number for the Bettman Gretzky PJ, right?
They're now on the jet. The
Yeah.
jet's fueled. They are now traveling with the team the remainder until the record's broken.
Those wild buggers just living it up.
Yeah, Wayner.
Right? Like, Jack,
15 days.
There's no way Sidney Crosby allows Alex Ovechkin to beat Gretzky's or tie Gretzky's record in Pittsburgh last game of the year.
I don't know.
They're going to grab someone to rough up Sid, and it'll be coincidental,
I think
and then he's in the
Sid,
box.
they've got a lot of respect.
I thought I had someone in Jack I could trust.
Are you guys still going for drinks?
Oh, we're going to Vegas.
Oh.
Pirates game will be over.
I don't
then.
do well in Vegas.
Or maybe he does the Brett Favre with the Strahan sack record
I
and
was
just
gonna
kind of get,
say,
eh?
I don't expect that either.
What'd you do, bud?
There's too many chords, Dean.
I know. Yeah.
Rolling all
And then
over
my
them.
wheels get all
Roll over the
twisted up,
cords.
and it's like I've been drinking. And
Well,
I
after the
fall-
show, why don't you go and kind of maybe get some gaffer tape and get it all figured out of there?
Am I a pigeon? Gonna be crawling around on the ground, taping cords down?
Jack's the pigeon, obviously.
Got
Let's get
people
to
for
tonight's schedule.
Is that my hoodie? Did you buy my hoodie?
This hoodie?
Yes.
No,
No, I
color's different.
don't. No,
Yours is more of a
I
seafoam.
don't have a hand-me-down.
Look how different the color is. You are blind. Jeez. Look how
Not
different that color is.
Yours is
Not
a
even close.
lighting.
This is a high class, like Louis
This is
Vuitton.
very great.
Louis Vuitton.
Here are your games tonight.
Looie. Louis Vuitton.
Some good
Sorry,
ones.
Ryan.
Sorry, Ryan.
Some good ones in here.
All right.
Florida, Toronto, good. And certainly Washington, Carolina could be an Atlantic Division final. But hey, shift your focus.
Shift your
Want you to
focus.
look.
Come on, Rangers.
Your focus. There it is. Right
Look at that! Mike, look at how clear that is,
Shift
Dean.
your
Look at how they when we zoom in, we don't.
Why can't the NHL get the goal line looking this
This is
crisp?
very crisp.
The camera is less
It's
than
the
4 feet
Wild.
away.
I think it's the Wild Rangers.
It's a green one and a blue one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shift your focus.
Shift it.
And if there's a team that you really want to place a bunch of hope in this year, it's
Yeah,
got to
it's
be the
definitely
Blues.
Oh yeah, well,
Drury's Rangers.
smooth.
Leave it to Chris Kreider and company. They won't let you down. Oh, yeah. Zane Parekh,
Oh,
home team. We're the Saginaw Spirit in games 1 and 2 of his opening round best of 7.
this is great camera work.
We got a few angles of this one, I hope, Jack. This is OT, and this is game over. Going back.
I heard he's just absolute horseshit.
He put up
He's on
100
his
some
own?
points. So, hopefully just keep him at the other end. I knew you were going to hate this guy. Too many damn
I
points.
don't know what he did that was. I mean, that's sure he
It's the
shot
second
it.
goal of the
That's a
game, and he
nice-
won it in overtime.
Do you think maybe the defense? Can we get a different angle, Jack?
We're not doing the white.
Oh, this is the only angle that
There's other
exists.
angles I sent yesterday. He's being lazy.
He's being lazy. Jack, are you going to take that?
I sent to him last night twice, 2 different angles.
You want me to
The
hit him in the nuts
2-1.
If you would put them right in the drive, Jack would have them right there.
right there.
They were in the drive. We would literally use them on Afterburner last night.
I can't drive 55.
He's full of shit. They're not in the drive.
We didn't play the Parekh goals last night.
Did you
Arm
put him in the
wrestle.
drive? I
Arm
didn't.
wrestle.
We played them last night. So they are down 2-1. Visiting team
Who?
has won all 3 games.
Who?
Saginaw back. Now, are we cheering for Saginaw to go on a run, or do you want Saginaw out so that Rhett can
Out.
whiteboard him on the big club here down the stretch? Because they'll bring him up and
What
play
the
his
hell is he
ass.
going to prove in Saginaw?
No. Look,
What? Oh,
It's like the Wings fan there.
well, no, because if
wrong with your ticker?
I need to know what's going to happen with the Flames in the next couple games.
Well, whatever it is,
They're-
him
they're-
is,
don't burn a year.
him is better than the
So-
a few of these other folk that we put out on the ice.
Here's the thing about burning a year. You need to play 10 games. Regular season plus playoffs. If it's 10 or more, you burn a year. There's 8 games left. They're going to play
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I mean-
He's going to play tomorrow. Then
I
there's
thought
7
we
games
wanted to
left.
burn years.
You might want to. I don't know.
This is all confused. Thank God I'm not the GM.
Yeah.
I'm
A lot of people saying that.
That's all I hear around town. Thank God.
Thank
Red
God.
isn't the GM.
Or bring up Parekh, I thought.
Hell yeah, bring him up. And yeah, I think by the time there's a decision to be made after he clears out his locker and all that, you probably are close to an E beside your name. If not, you do have one. But who knows? Maybe they
Can you tell
Maybe
the
they-
students out there what E beside your name is?
be eliminated.
Oh,
from
that
playoff
stands for
contention.
eliminated.
There's the
How's the defense?
I was going to say, so this isn't 3-on-3. This is you're allowed to hit and check, and
this is overtime.
This is overtime and a must
Dancing to the
win.
middle.
it's a 4-on-2 in OT, 5-on-5.
Fellas,
Fellas,
17 busting his ass back
Nope.
to take away that shot in the slot.
Poor Erie just taking strays here.
Erie, you're horse shit.
We're up 2-1 in this series. Rhett's killing us.
How the fuck?
Well, that was terrible.
That was bad.
Telling me that that's acceptable?
No,
Playoff hockey?
Definitely not.
You don't deserve to win. You know what, Saginaw? Go on, win the cup.
Do it again. Back-to-back Mem Cups.
Did they win it? Are they a team that beat London with 20 seconds left?
They won last year with Perek. You hate.
Hate Perek. I hate you.
That's true too. You can hate
Everyone's
both
saying
of them.
that too. Yeah.
The hate
I
bus.
bragging
I
about.
hate Ryan.
Thoughtful. Calgary Hitmen got another win last night.
Son of
Rhett's speech for the Blades 0-2 since, but to be fair, 0-1 before Rhett's speech, so it might just be correlation.
They
not
should have
causation.
traded for some scores. Can't score, Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Mulligan's an idiot.
Yeah.
Pick up a defense.
4 goals in 3 games, probably not going to do it. Meanwhile, the Hitmen, they've got 13.
I heard their power play is really good.
Their power play.
Ben Kindle is really
Yes,
good, and he's a
real.
guy that might get taken late first round, early second. He having a great 17-year-old season. I think we have a Kindle goal.
Yeah, but Cooper Williams, the Calgary product, Calgary Buffs,
Cool.
Valley Flames, baby, coached by none other than Rookie of the Month in March in the WHL.
Boy, Coop.
Call Montreal, tell him to fire Marty St. Louis. You're ready. You're ready. Game 4 will be tonight in Saskatoon. If the Blades win that one, we will see another game in Calgary. That would be Friday
That's our
night.
favorite word.
Staving.
Yes.
They're staving, Dean.
Steve.
You're cheering for the stave. Everyone else wants the Hitmen to
Why
roll.
can't we?
We don't care for the Blades. You do.
That's not true.
I was
We
going
all
to buy them.
Probably good thing you didn't.
Why? Now the value's way up.
You would have lost a lot on the way, though.
No.
Speaking of the WHL,
Sheep. I would have
Buy the dip.
tight.
all-star team named for the Eastern Conference. That's a pretty good group and a lot of hitmen there. Geez, Kindle and Tulk
I
on
thought
the
your
first
Remchuk
line.
might be in there.
McKenna, yep. And then the second team even had some hitmen as well. It's a really good team this year, fellas.
Why are there 2 teams?
It's a good question. Probably
Dean?
because,
Back, you got to.
Well, you just want to involve a lot of people.
yeah, what if you're the second best
We'll
center in
give
the whole
everyone a
league? You can't make the
frickin'
All-Star team?
award for showing up. Way to go. You're on the 17th team, Dean. Way to go. Congratulations.
Yakam, Chuck, and Hauser. If they get to 17, we'll cancel it for sure.
Ozzy Weisbly, that's a Calgary guy, eh?
Eh,
Well,
Danny Hauser set the wins record in the Western League this year.
great player.
great name, too.
Daniel Hauser. Who was on the first team?
Hildebrandt, I think, was the goalie.
That's
Tolkien and Kindle.
that's
Max Hildebrandt.
the assistant GM in Saskatoon's son.
Well, there you
Is
go.
it really?
Always high stress for that man when PA plays Saskatoon.
And Molendijk was the Predators' first rounder, wasn't he?
Huh?
Another Calgary guy.
Imagine if the hat had that big, tall centerman.
Caden Lindstrom.
Yeah. And Oliver Tulk, he was the
Asha?
he was the mascot for the Hitman back in the day, right?
Come on.
With the green head.
Huh?
Ryan, you're the only one that can help me here.
Greenhead Hitman.
Wasn't it Volk?
Oh,
That's
I don't. Sorry, I
this
can't
fell-
help you.
this
But yeah,
fell
I now
this
see
fell
what you're
flat,
talking about. The
very
guy, it's like
flat. We
I
missed
thought it was the green. Yeah, the green. He was the Volk. Meanwhile, I don't know if this is coming up. You see Gavin McKenna.
very good at hockey.
Have you seen what he's been doing?
Just
That's okay.
he had
Brett,
100
there's
points
no
on a 48
speech.
point streak.
No speech is going to help against that.
The speech you make is in your
You know what,
NHL
though?
organization when it's the year heading into his draft class, and you say, "Listen, dummies, we're going to suck this year.
I could
Do whatever it takes to suck so we can draft this kid." That's
tell you
next
what we'd have done back in the day. Old Wade Belak would have laid out the lumber, and that son right there, he'd have been out of the series.
What do you think of the
Too good.
what do you think of the tape job on the stick? there?
Don't like it at all.
I used to do that. Didn't work as well.
Oh no!
It didn't work as well for me.
How many points if it was a regular tape
That was
job?
more Gus Thorson and Depot saying, "Don't waste the tape on."
Yeah, just don't
You
use
get
any.
You can use
one round.
masking tape, scotch tape. I don't care. Just
Is that what it is? End of the season. Look, we got 9 rolls left,
Yeah.
and I'm not ordering more.
nope. You're going bald, Rhett. No tape.
I don't like
What
it
do
at
you do?
all. Ryan Pinder.
That's cool. Look, I'm not going to argue with the guy's skills. He's probably the best junior player we've seen since Mario, but bad tape job. Heard it here. It's kind of like Nolan Patrick not eating pizza. Bit of a red
He's
flag.
that
there.
good?
Yes, it's the best U17 season since Mario.
Because he's not draft eligible till next year retro. Like
He's
he's
a later
still.
birth.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Say the first person's name again.
Mario
Oh,
Lemieux.
like that's
Like
you don't
Super
need to have
Mario.
the second
Yeah.
part of that name because we know.
And again, if you wanted to go sell some vets and be really bad next year,
Come on, Roy.
draft him.
Shift your focus. Shift it.
That's right. And the
Shift
year
it.
after is DuPont's kid. So
You know what? There's not enough headbutts, Dean. Maybe that's what it takes.
not enough headbutts.
You know what? I'll text Iggy. He'll give him a headbutt.
There you go. Hey, welcome to the most high-profile, fun job where everything goes great, Stuart Johnston.
Oh,
You're the 15th
what an
commissioner
honor.
in Canadian Football League history. You know, I was kind of getting sick of all the Randys that were running this shit.
Yeah.
Thought we liked Randy, but clearly he's a quitter.
He's a Johnson.
Now we got a Johnson in the job.
Stuart.
Still.
Good luck, Stuart.
Give us a background.
Well,
info.
Drager tweeted this out and said, best of luck. We're going to miss Stewie. So a guy that clearly had a prominent role at TSN,
Oh,
who are the rights holders for the CFL, someone that understands the TV side probably would not be a horrible guy to hire. But you hope he loves the game and can grow the game and get a fucking 10th team already. Christ. 9 teams are still doing 3 bye weeks. Oh, you play Tuesday and Sunday.
you realize the Flames are going to be done, and we're going to have people to talk to. And this might be-
Bullshit.
Get a 10th
Sorry,
team.
Stuart. We're out of time.
Good luck.
Stucat.
Good luck.
Come on.
Look how happy he is.
Dewey, he's pretty jacked. That's a nice 3-piece suit, too. Isn't
Jack,
it?
like happy or like muscular?
Pretty happy.
Excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pumped up.
Doesn't look weak, though.
No,
Oh, it looks like it.
he's projecting well.
Finally, we caught some video.
Of somebody's wife or you, Dean, or
This is
Jack
Rhett
or
and the
Rhett,
Shoveler.
or-
We're
you're
deciding
at,
to
yeah. Okay.
solve a dispute. I said, we're done fighting in the kitchen. Let's put on the
Let's do this right.
Is this the video that we saved from yesterday for today?
I have no commenting.
The one we couldn't end with.
I'm going to say blue.
Is that legal?
Watch the back arch. Oh. Spinal. I broke my back.
had
What do you
that.
mean, Mike? You broke your back?
I had
Spinal.
I had that happen to me once.
Oof. That's a tough way to go. Congrats to Blue. That's your Pinder Report.
Blue is the color. Football is the game. We're all together and winning. Oh, that's green. Green is the color, not blue.
So close.
Colorblind.
It's a tough end. Spirits were high.
Sorry,
can't-
Stuart.
I can't believe you only had one clip. You're
All I
proud.
do is run over for clips. So we're no more fun stuff, just nerds. We're
We
gonna
had
have some charts.
We had the 3 parrot clips. Jack. So they did exist, did they, Jack? Huh?
Huh, Jack?
He only showed one of the 2 pair
Jack
goals. We had
wants to
2
get out
pair
of here and go
goals.
have a drink. He's sick of your guys.
Yeah, we gotta watch the
negative
Pirates. How the Pirates do?
Come on, Jack. Village Honda. Northwest Auto Mall. Online at villagehonda.com. Again, today's a great day to test drive a vehicle.
Let's see.
If you're not with me at my worst, you can't be with me at our best. That's what the vehicles are saying at Honda. Today's the worst. You're with me today. I'll be there with you every day, and you
Right.
can count on me.
Yeah. 1-0 Pirates. Adam Frazier singles to center field.
Yes.
Nice.
IKF to third.
Love me some Adam
Triolo
Frazier.
scores.
I don't know any of those guys.
IKF, you know,
Triolo.
Fan.
Isaiah Canafalefa?
All right, from the Jays last year.
I like a kind of falafel. He had a really good year last year. That's good.
He was a Yankee.
He was a Yankee.
The week is over for well, I guess I shouldn't say that. The week is over for me for my Safeway picks because it's a Wednesday. I'm excited for tomorrow because I get to make a whole new round of picks, and that's the
You
great
did
thing.
all right in your picks. I saw.
Last week was I think I was 3-2. It was I got the Sabres got me a couple
Sabres
times.
got,
Yeah. Safeway, my NHL picks. Get the Safeway app and start playing today for your chance to win, like maybe a trip for 4 to the 2025 NHL season opener of your choice.
Oh,
A new slate of games opens up every Thursday. All the games for the coming week are listed. You go in, predict the winners of 5 matchups. Each correct pick earns you an entry into the grand prize draw. You can also win scene points and earn bonus entries and grocery offers. But only if you get the app and only if you play. It's free to play. Just get the app. It's free. Start getting those scene points. Here are my picks from the past week. I think I've been done for a couple days, actually, the way it turned out. Yeah, Saturday. So I
Zoom again.
now remember, Retro, I was sitting with you, and I had made these picks earlier in the morning, and then the Flyers fired Torts that morning.
Yes.
And I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Jeez, I don't like it now."
And I tried to tell you it would be okay, but I knew damn well it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's being nice.
But I'd already boop. I'd already done the thing, and you can't. Once you boop, you can't go back. I'd have gone back. I don't know if I'd have picked the Flyers to win. I'd have probably taken a different game.
Yeah, a new coach bump. You got to stay away from that.
Yeah, but outside of that, Panthers, Knights twice, and Dallas taking care of boom.
No, Noodles was mentioning a game with the horrible turnaround for the Senators where they had to play in Pittsburgh like less than 24 hours after they finished a game.
Yeah.
I somehow picked that one. I got screwed. I went 4 for 5. That was my loss. See, the Senators in Pittsburgh. God damn
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
Tristan Jarry, shutout. What are you doing to me, Jack?
Tristan.
Anyway,
Well, combined 8-2.
we'll take it.
Take it. That's a lot of scene points. It's a lot of entries into the old grand prize there.
The shovelers.
Why don't you play, Rhett?
I don't know how to.
Jack, why don't you play some bonding, team building here?
Guys are doing really well in these. This is like Jack's football picks.
Oh, I'm excited. Excited for the Jackometer. Excited for the
I know.
picks.
Draft's coming up here for
Yes.
Don't have a quarterback. It's beautiful.
Somebody check these picks, see if they were good.
So there you have it. It's just that easy. And why we tell, so Wednesday, there'll be tonight's games. But then tomorrow, when you go onto the app,
New
the
slate.
whole week ahead, they've got all the games laid out. Go through 5. Just pick 5.
There's like 60 to 100 games a week.
Yes.
All you got to pick's 5.
And every correct one gets you an entry into the grand prize, which is a trip for 4 to a season opener of your choice next year, the NHL. Download the Safeway app. Start playing today. Safeway's my NHL picks.
I'm thinking New York for the opener.
Yeah.
Beautiful time of year, October in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Well, you're a shitty Canadian then, Ryan. Going down to there and
Oh, things will be sorted by then, I'm sure.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I figure anytime, eh?
Gotta be.
Feels like it's really coming together now.
A deal maker. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. We have are we ready to announce this one, Jack? I see that because we last week Rasmus Anderson jersey. Hard to tell which Anderson it might be. That's for you to decide. And a bottle of wine was awarded to one lucky winner. And with the Hearing Loss Clinic, we're ready to do it again. It is a Uyghur jersey and a bottle of wine, courtesy of the Hearing Loss Clinic. They've got giveaways on their own Instagram page. We've got this one that we're doing in conjunction, and really only because of them. They made the donation. We're just kind of throwing it up there for you.
We're just tailing them.
Uyghur.
Weeks.
Ragu. Ragu. Delicious. You like the ragu? Comes in a jar. Jack, today is Wednesday. It's the day that we announce a winner.
Yes, it is. And I'm having a difficult time picking a winner.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Just got to pick one.
Because there's so many great options, or because you're an idiot?
I am an idiot. But last year I used AI, so it was, or not last year, last giveaway.
Yeah.
I used AI, put it into a thing, and it gave me a random name. This one I wanted to try and pick someone, but I'm having a hard time.
What are the qualifications to be selected?
It was follow us, follow Hearing Loss, and comment your favorite Flames memory of all time. So I've been reading through a lot of these, and they're all really good. And it's not easy, but I'm going to pick a name really quick.
Okay. You don't need to do it right now. You do it after the show.
I kind of like it. It's just painful and excellent.
Yeah, this is really painful.
Or do you want more pain? Do you want
No,
to
I don't want more pain.
sit and bathe in it?
Reese Wilson, you are the winner.
Hey, had a guy or girl, Reese. Not sure which. Congratulations. Got a Bob Weger jersey.
Good old Reese. Deserving. I
Reese.
feel like
Reese's Pieces.
Reese was ready for a break and got one.
I hope you're 18, Reese. You can drink that booze. These candies are unbelievable.
Yeah, we're getting hooked over here.
Yeah, can we give them the booze? There's Reese.
That is mail. Oh, hey, Reese.
Reese gonna kick your ass, Pinder.
How about that?
All for it.
I was suggesting one of that. I just didn't know. It's one of those names go either way. In fact, Ryan's becoming one of those names. It's girls. Ryan. Any female Rets yet or no?
No, but there's a lot of Rets around now. I don't like it.
Yeah, people naming their kids Rhett. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Oh, no. What's up for today, Dean?
It's a lot.
Good.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of prep work. You're heading on the road. Your walking sticks.
That's not for a few weeks, but no, it's
I thought
it's snowing. So today's baseball, where we've got to pick up jerseys and drop off checks, and then we've got to practice, and we've got to pick the other one up from rehearsals at whatever time, and then have a meal ready so people can eat in the house. And yeah, look, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, you are.
I love it. Love it.
Don't lie to our faces, Dean.
I love it. Let's take a look at our Bet365 bets of the day. Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Every nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty, shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app today. Use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Got skunked yesterday. Don't like it. Don't have to obviously pick with me, but I like to try to pick fun things that might happen. How about Marchand scoring against the Leafs? Seen it a lot. Tale as old as time. Plus 250 if it happens tonight.
Against his former team, yeah.
And Flames fans know one thing. They can't have nice things. And so
this is bad juju.
There is a lot.
I'm trying to curse the Wild.
Oh, I know what you're doing. You're doing opposite George.
Everybody, see?
Good on you.
Oh,
good on you.
Because I'm getting everything wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Wild to win at plus 135.
That's sacrifice right there, Dean. We misread.
I've also been betting against the Blue Jays. It's been going unbelievably. I'm getting a little low on the old account, but we got to keep doing this. Mark.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice.
No, they're actually winning. I'm losing the money, but every time
I see.
To win, the other guys, it's unbelievable.
Got it. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Be responsible. That's all we ask. That's all we want. And the super chats as we put things to bed here on the Wednesday program. Proceeds from the super chat go to the youth centers of Calgary. How much money did you make on the old Afterburner last night?
What did we have? We had a few. So maybe 15, 20 bucks, something like that, max.
Yeah.
Did you make $70 off of one?
No.
Play a bunch of stuff? No.
No, we had a lot of prospect nerd chat. It was Pike and I.
Marv, I bet it was.
Yeah. Trevor Hoskin is into the transfer portal.
Yeah, the silliness would be turned right down.
It's just different.
Marvin the Martian, 5 being the Flames are on life support on our deathbed, waiting for the sweet release of death. Lol.
A lot of death in that sentence, lol.
A lot of dying.
Death.
A lot of death up there.
Dying. Dying. Well,
Don't know that I feel better after that, Marv.
question, unrelated. How does Jamie McLennan do it?
It's insane.
So I fly today, do the game tonight, sleep for 3 hours, get up, fly home, and in a day, he's doing a radio show every day.
He's not flying on a PJ like the Flames who play every other day all over the world. He's
No,
literally flying commercial, lining up at security lines, dealing with all the germs on the planes and the gross people and the security dance and the take off your shoes and the open your
he's a
laptop.
ham and egger like the rest of us.
Oh my God. It's insane.
Flying every other day, working hockey games, doing an afternoon radio show.
He can't get to April 17th quick enough. That's the last day of the regular season. Because Sens are in, but he's like, it's all Sportsnet once it's played.
He slows down.
It's amazing.
I don't think he slows
Then
down.
he just
I
starts
think he
commuting
does
to
other
Toronto.
stuff.
Amazing.
He hated going on vacation too. He was just in what, the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Hated it.
It's unreal. It almost makes me feel like, could you maybe capable of more? Should a guy be doing more?
No, you got to do the baseball and the jersey and the dinner. So I don't know.
We got the bracket, the bracket's a lot.
Yeah.
Got to be tasting the candies, shifting. We've been shifting focus every day, right?
You
That
nailed
was
the
a big
candy
day
pack.
yesterday. We shifted focus and the bracket, watching Utah, trying to keep Jack, messing things up. Can't find clips.
It's a drive, Dean.
What else?
Ready about our boy.
What else are we doing? Oh, I mean, I'm kind of doing the hard focus on the net cam. We're doing that now.
Yeah.
We're probably doing enough.
Tons.
More than enough. Plenty.
Plate's full.
Sure is, fellas. See you, buddies.